Hi, my name is John Higgins. I'm a comic artist. Many people probably know me for coloring Watchmen and Batman the Killing Joke. But I've been an artist on a lot of different characters and titles over the years. World Without End, Pride and Joy, Jonah Hex, Scarlet Witch and others. But the character I keep coming back to is Judge Dredd, 2000 AD. And in this case, the magazine. I also write every now and then.
Dark sisters of judgment sent forth upon skeletal wings, the black blessings screamed across stellar divides, unleashed to do as they wished in the name of the one. The one name on the bloodied lips of the damned and the bearers of the blazing sword was the same. The name that was written in rivers of blood. Razorjack.
The pleasure for me at the moment is I'm working on an incredible story from that wonderfully twisted mind of Michael Carroll, a regular collaborator for me, who I'm very happy with, and the regular writer for 2000 AD and the magazine. Michael has done all the hard work on this. He's created this incredibly entwining story using Judge Dredd, my favourite character of all time, and my own character, Razorjack. Sally Hurst is a colourist, and A. Parkhouse is a letterer. Razorjack is my creation. I first came across this horrible creature a very long time ago, in 1999. I wrote, illustrated and published the very first book. She came almost fully formed out of a screaming, shuddering nightmare. Since then she's appeared in a number of different books, novels, collector's editions by a number of different publishers. At the moment she's found a perfect home with Judge Dredd in the magazine. Before I start any job, I have to get to know the characters, and I'll do many roughs so I get to know them. Some appear in the story and some don't. This one didn't. She changed to something like this in the end. And these creatures are all biomechanical, so we want them to be lots of different, not humanoid shapes until we got to this stage. And this is Pre, who's the hero, the alien hero, who fights alongside Dredd. Here we have the black roughs. This is like once we've gone from the storyboard into the black roughs and the layouts, I turn them into blue line on the computer, so it's non-repro blue, and then print it out, and then I start penciling in non-repro blue in detail, ready for inking. And there we are, just finishing off, ready to start inking. When I ink, I use lots of various felt tips. One big massive one for obviously all the big background detail, and lots of little detailed ones from 0.5 to 0.3. And I can start at the background or just doing the outlines, and bit by bit just building up the whole detail of the characters and the panels. Here you're just filling in the background detail with a very broad bullet point felt tip. I can do a little bit of the foreground as well with this. You just have to be very careful. And here is a little magic trick, especially for Lee Gallagher. Well done. Well done. Here we start off, and this is showing you how I lay out all the roughs, fade it into the finished black line, which is when I've dropped all the panels once they've been inked in onto the final page. This is when Sally starts coming into the mix, and she starts doing all the flats, and then this is where the detail comes in. We're going to cut now so Sally can start doing all the detail.
When I get the black and white image, first thing I will do is work out how many layers of image I have, as in foreground, background, buildings at the back, and I will isolate each of those in order to give flat colour to all of those areas. Also that little ship there, I will remove its background and put it on its own layer so that I can colour it later, and then I'll create flats. So that first foreground part I will use a wand to select it and then go around every single little piece that sticks out, and that'll be my foreground layer. Then each of those will be assigned a colour, which is an approximation of where I think I'm going to go with the colour. And the black line on each area, the reason for the flats is I can select them at any point, and then add colour to them. So at that point I have done, the black line has changed as well on each one to give depth. Line holds. So that's the wall. Right, next I would take that sky and give the sky an entire another layer, and that is a really quick cloud. It's just colour added and then pulled around with the smudge tool. It's too bright, so what I would do is duplicate that layer and then colorize it. So it's the same image but in one colour. Once it's colorized, I'll pull it along just to make it, you know, a grey, this kind of a grey version, a desaturation, and then that layer just reduce it to the amount of the original one until I was happy with it. It's a very quick way of doing it. And then like a very fast way of starting the colour is just select the whole thing and using the gradient tool, just for this purpose it's just darker at the front and lighter at the back, and pull that across the area, and at least it gives you a start. And if you select just that area again, because you still have the flap, then you can adapt it to whatever you want to do. And yeah, so you can add highlights and shadow, and you can go around and around adding information, detail, whatever you feel it is necessary. This is just one panel of the page, so here, the secret is knowing when to stop, and eventually you do stop and have to be satisfied with what you've done. There's a few little extras, which is that the light coming out the front of that ship, but even so this is part of the whole page, and that's where we get to.
Hiya.
Hello, how's it going in the studio?
Oh, I'm working really hard on the next job, but how's it going up there, finishing off the colouring?
Yeah, I've done it all. It's all finished.
Brilliant.
Dog will be pleased.
Dog will be pleased, and so will Matt Smith. Dead on the deadline, spot on. Haven't missed one yet. What a team.
Right, gotta get back to work. I'll speak to you soon.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.